Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at the cutest of all artillery pieces, the Mawpup Launcher for the Goblin Army in Kings of War. Okay, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Mantic Goblin Mawpup Launcher for Kings of War and Kings of War Vanguard. So, originally built for Vanguard, but then came across to reinforce everybody's favourite army, Rob, the Goblins. The all-important Mantic point is there, and it also comes with the card with the relevant stat line for Vanguard, 40mm base, and then the kit itself is resin. So 1 part Goblin with the new, these came into Vanguard first, and then the plastic Kings of War kit was sort of based on this, which is very similar to the original Goblin design for Kings of War anyway. But Mawpup Launcher with its tiny feral Mawpup dog stuck in the end, a basket of Mawpups to go on his back, like so, and his arms, plus what apparently is a pet Mawpup eating somebody's arm. It's got a little bow on. That's just a bit of base decoration. But leaning into the cuteness that is a Mawpup. Trying to work out if that was a bit of Spruegate, but no, it's the ribbon running down its back. So should be a fairly simple build. The parts themselves look like they're well detailed, and I can't see any significant mold lines or any air bubbles. So let's get it put together and I'll be right back. I have returned with my Mawpup Launcher, built but not based. In Vanguard, which is the skirmish game, it comes on a 40mm square. I am more likely to be using this for Kings of War, where it will be on a 50mm. So I haven't decided how to do that yet. I might base it on the 40 and then do it as an insert and build up the 50mm around it. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. But anyway, basing aside, the build itself is very simple. We had Mawpup Launcher. So we have this cog for the windlass at the back. It's all the rope on it. That needed to be glued on. I needed to cut off the sprue gates from the bottom here. And then that gave us our little Mawpup mortar with his cute as a button face. Look how happy he is to be shot into orbit. It sits just forward because of those spikes, pegs, blades, whatever you want to call them, which means when the launcher is attached, it's aiming it towards the enemy. Front always towards the enemy. I say always. With a Mawpup Launcher, you can aim it towards your friends and give them bonus Mawpups. The, I suppose, crewman, for want of a better word, is a really, really nice model. Just the main body, the arms, and then the sack full of pups. We'll start with the sack full of pups. Nice wicker basket. Good crisp detailing. You can see the sprue gates were underneath the basket, which is great because I couldn't be bothered finishing the cleanup on that, but nobody will ever see it. We'll take a washer, dry brush really nicely, and then a whole slurry of excitable pups in the back there, yelping and barking and just having a grand old time. The Goblin has had a couple of nibbles out of his ears, which you may be able to see. And he's also got a few plasters, so there's like a plaster on his chin and I think one on his upper ear somewhere. Oh, I lost it again. Anyway, he is festooned with scratches and bite marks, as is only right and proper. because of a goblin is constantly grabbing small bitey beasts and launching them into the air, somebody is going to bite him eventually. He's a nice looking figure. Size wise, he is about 24-25 mil to eye level, so the taller size for goblin, although in today's world every 28 mil thing seems to be getting bigger. There's also a nice little bit of base art, I will say, which is a tiny Mawpup gnawing on, it could be an ogre's arm, could be a troll's arm, certainly a big beefy arm regardless. And it's also got this cute little bow on its collar or around its neck. So clearly this is not a Mawpup to be launched, but this is a Mawpup that is a pet. So that gives you your little Mawpup Launcher. There's also the card, which, as you can see, gives you all the stats you need to use it for Vanguard. But like I said, this can also be used for Kings of War, for Goblin armies as well. So if you fancy having a slightly different war machine to win friends and influence people, then the Mawpup Launcher is probably one to go for. It's a beautiful kit, and really, I'm going to say whimsical, which is a word that gets used too often, I think, but you know, anybody with a tiny Mawpup with a bow in its hair, that's got to be whimsical, hasn't it? There we have it. Whether you plan on playing Vanguard or Kings of War proper, the Mawpup Launcher is a delightful piece of kit, and possibly one of the cutest, most devastating artillery pieces you'll be able to fire off on the battlefield. If you've not want to stuff a bunch of Mawbeast pups into a cannon and launch them into orbit, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Let me know what you think below of this devastating bit of artillery. Until next time, folks, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.